Professor Zychala adjusted her gravitational field generators with trembling appendages as she watched the human cadets enter her laboratory. The Galactic Institute of Advanced Physics had hosted exchange students from dozens of species, but these were the first from the legendary death world called Earth. "Welcome to the Hawking Penrose Research Station," she announced, her translator converting her harmonic frequencies into standard galactic. "You are about to witness one of the universe's greatest mysteries." The three human cadets, Martinez, Chen, and Okafor, looked remarkably calm for beings who had just traveled 37 light-years to study at the galaxy's most prestigious scientific institution. Zychala had read their files. They were barely into their second decade of life, practically larvae by galactic standards, yet they had somehow passed the Institute's rigorous entrance examinations. "This," Zychala gestured with 6 of her manipulator arms toward the central holographic display, "is Charybdis 7, a rogue black hole that has been drifting through our sector for the past millennium. It's been consuming stellar matter at an unprecedented rate, growing larger each year." The hologram showed a massive gravitational anomaly surrounded by a brilliant accretion disk, its event horizon pulsing with temporal distortions. "For 800 years, the finest minds in the galaxy have studied this phenomenon," continued Dr. Vexhari, Zychala's colleague whose crystalline body chimed softly as he moved. "We've calculated its trajectory, analyzed its gravitational effects, and modeled its growth patterns. The problem is that in approximately 43 years, it will pass through the Kepler industrial zone, consuming 14 inhabited systems and 47 billion sentient beings." Cadet Martinez, a young female with a typical Deathworlder build. Compact, dense bone structure, excessive muscle mass, raised her hand. "What solutions have been attempted?" Zychala's chromatophores flickered with embarrassment. "That is the issue. Every proposed solution requires technology or energy outputs that exceed our current capabilities by several orders of magnitude. We would need to move entire star systems, construct impossible megastructures, or somehow alter the fundamental nature of spacetime itself." "Have you tried throwing rocks at it?" asked Cadet Chen, a statement so absurd that Zychala's translator had to run it through 3 verification cycles. Excuse me?" Cadet Okafor, whose dark skin marked him as adapted to his homeworld's harsh solar radiation, stepped forward. "What Chen means is, have you tried kinetic solutions? Sometimes the simplest approaches work best." Dr. Vexhari's crystalline structure resonated with what Zychala recognized as academic condescension. "Young Deathworlder, we are discussing a black hole with a mass of 47 solar systems. Kinetic solutions are hardly—" "Wait," interrupted Martinez, studying the holographic data with intense focus. "This trajectory calculation, you're treating it like it's in a vacuum. But look at these gravitational field readings from the surrounding sector." She gestured at the display, somehow manipulating the Institute's advanced interface despite having never seen the technology before. The humans, Zychala realized with growing unease, seemed to possess an intuitive understanding of 3-dimensional spatial relationships that took most species decades to develop. "There!" Chen pointed to a cluster of neutron stars roughly 12 light-years from Charybdis 7's projected path. "If we can alter the black hole's trajectory by even a few degrees—" "Impossible," Dr. Vexhari chimed dismissively. "The energy requirements to deflect something of that mass—" "We don't deflect the black hole," Okafor interjected, his eyes bright with what Zychala was beginning to recognize as the dangerous enthusiasm of Deathworld problem-solving. "We deflect the neutron stars." The laboratory fell silent. Zychala felt her gravitational field generators fluctuate as her emotional state destabilized. "You want to move neutron stars?" she whispered. Martinez was already running calculations on the holographic interface, her movements precise and confident. Not move them, destabilize them. Create a cascade gravitational effect that pulls the black hole off its current trajectory. It's basic stellar engineering. Basic? Dr. Bexhari's harmonic frequency reached pitch levels that indicated severe stress. You're talking about weaponizing neutron star collapse. The energy release alone could sterilize half the sector. Chen shrugged, a peculiar Deathworlder gesture that seemed to indicate casual dismissal of catastrophic risks. That's why we time it carefully. Create a controlled gravitational slingshot effect. The black hole gets redirected toward empty space, the neutron stars burn out naturally, and everyone wins. For the next 6 hours, Zytchala watched in growing amazement as the 3 human cadets, barely adults by their own species standards, designed a solution that had eluded the galaxy's greatest minds for centuries. They approached the problem not with elegant theoretical frameworks or impossibly advanced technology, but with the straightforward pragmatism of beings who had evolved on a world where every day brought new existential threats. The preliminary calculations are sound, Zytchala announced to the assembled research team, her voice carrying a mix of admiration and terror. The human solution is theoretically viable. Dr. Bexhari's crystalline form had dimmed significantly. They want to create artificial supernovas to play gravitational billiards with a black hole. And it might actually work, Zytchala admitted. Martinez looked up from the calculations, smiling with the casual confidence of a species that had learned to thrive on a world that actively tried to kill them. On Earth, we call this Tuesday. The Galactic Institute would later classify the Charybdis solution as both the most elegant and most terrifying piece of applied physics in recorded history. It would also lead to new regulations requiring psychological evaluation of all Deathworlder exchange students.